Hello and welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Dina Deleasa Gonsar in for Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Mike Favetta. Thanks for joining us today. Dina, a great job with the parade this weekend. I have to mention it with the East Hanover and Morris County Columbus Day Parade. You were an outstanding co-host there with your co-host, and it really was a spectacular event to watch. So nice work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, it's easy to do when you're talking about community pride, Italian American heritage, all in one. It was so nice to see so many people out, so many families on the floats, and also working with Mr. Ken Rosato was amazing. He is a wealth of information on all things, either Italian American heritage, Christopher Columbus. You ask him anything, he's got the answer. So we had a good time.
It was a great event, lots of fun for the family, and great weather too.
Yes.
And we'll get to the weather forecast in just a bit. But first, we have Election Day. It's around the corner, and On New Jersey has hosted a series of debates with partners at the New Jersey Globe and Rebovich Institute for New Jersey Politics at Rider University. The most recent was the first and only debate in New Jersey's 9th Congressional District between Democrat Nellie Poe and Republican Billy Prempa.
Joining us now is one of the debate panelists and the editor of the New Jersey Globe, David Wildstein. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
So the 9th District is in North Jersey, and it includes Paterson. It's the district left vacant by the late Congressman Bill Pascrell. Is there a lot of focus on this race in particular?
Yeah, there's more focus because of the circumstances that were involved. Congressman Pascrell had been in office 30-something years. He passed away in August at age 87, and he died just 1 week before the deadline to replace him on the ballot. So Democrats had to hurry, and they had 4 candidates, and they had to pick somebody who's now been in the race about 40 days. That's Nellie Poe. She's a state senator. And her opponent, Billy Prempa, had been Pascrell's opponent twice before. This was his 3rd time. So now he had to reshift his campaign to run against somebody that he didn't expect to run against. So that's what's making it interesting. The other part of it is after redistricting 2 years ago, this district has become slightly more Republican. It's more competitive now than it had been for decades.
So, David, let's talk about last night's debate. What did the candidates communicate well?
Well, what they communicated is that they stand for and believe in very different things. Billy Prempa is a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, and believes in a very conservative agenda. Nellie Poe, who's been in the legislature for 27 years, is an old-fashioned urban liberal Democrat. And they disagreed on a lot of issues. They disagreed on foreign policy. They disagreed on issues related to affordability. They disagreed on immigration, staunchly disagreeing on immigration. And, that's really what you want in a general election, is you want 2 candidates out there actively speaking about what they believe in, and then let the voters decide. Let the voters pick somebody. And we had a lot of fireworks on this debate last night, and that's good for democracy.
Yes, and in speaking of those fireworks, it got heated at times. So what happened when Billy Prempa had the opportunity to question his opponent?
Yeah, he went after Nellie Poe on her having worked for the city of Paterson at a time when the mayor of Paterson was, literally taken out of City Hall in handcuffs and sent to prison. And Prempa tried to tie her to her former employer. She pushed back strongly and said that nothing ever touched her. And by the way, that's true. There were no allegations against her, but he's trying to tie her to sort of a series of corruption issues in New Jersey. I asked her at one point about her support of Bob Menendez, and whether she regretted backing him strongly in his last election. And I don't know if it was the right answer politically, but she said he's my friend, and she refused to say that he should go to prison. Prempa jumped on that and made a dent into this in terms of talking about this pattern and culture of corruption in partisan politics.
Now, David, you've been doing a lot to bring New Jersey these debates. Why do you think debates are so important in the political process?
Debates are unfiltered, and we're living in a time, I think it's unfortunate, where journalists have injected their own opinions into their reporting. It's happening more and more. I blame social media on that, for that. So what a debate is it gives you the chance to see the two candidates, virtually face to face with each other, answering the same questions, gives the voters a chance to say, yeah, I like this one, I don't like that one. And it's a different forum than reading what a journalist wants you to hear or what they're putting out in their TV ads or their direct mail.
So in your opinion, are the traditional news channels and networks moving away from airing debates?
Yeah, and that's really sad. I mean, this partnership that we've had with ONNJ Jersey. I mean, I'm just so incredibly grateful for it, because that's allowed a news site like the New Jersey Globe and a college like Rider University to partner with somebody who can really put out a high quality television production. It was. I started doing debates in 2020 during COVID, and I did them on Zoom. And Zoom was like incredibly cute 4 years ago, but the public is now back to, they just don't want they don't want to see three boxes on a screen, two on top and one on the other. They get a little tired of that Brady Bunch stacking look. So America is back to, they like to watch television, but they don't want to watch, Wayne's World of me in my basement putting on a debate. So we have moved a lot further along in this. And now what's happening is on New Jersey, New Jersey Globe and the Rebovich Institute at Rider, we're sort of owning this debate lane. Nobody else is doing them. We had the first Senate debate. We had the only Senate debate in the primary. We had the first Senate debate for this general election, District 7, one of the hottest congressional races in the country. We're the only one that got the debate. And one of the things that I'm really proud of in this collaboration between your network and the New Jersey Globe and Rider is over the last couple of years, we've gotten this reputation for putting on a fair debate. We don't do gotcha questions. I don't ask them if they know the price of milk or the cost of eggs or anything. We ask serious policy questions where they have to bring their A game to these debates and show voters what's going on. And by the way, I should add also we partner with C-SPAN, and that gives these debates a national audience, not necessarily the people who are going to vote in these races, but sometimes people who fund these races. Sometimes, their future colleagues in Washington are going to watch them. And I just think debates they are old school. They are important. Your colleague, Laura Jones, I've known her 25 years. She has brought a professionalism to this, and she knows I geek out on these things every once in a while, but you think back to, debates in American history and, Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas running for the United States Senate in Illinois. The Lincoln-Douglas debates were two candidates who traveled together and debated each other in different towns across the state. This is sort of a core of democracy, and I'm just grateful that we're able to keep this going.
Indeed we are. Well, thank you so much, David Wildstein, editor of the New Jersey Globe. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks so much.
Debates are important, and going forward, like he mentioned, Laura Jones, an excellent moderator there.
Yes,
Taking charge of all of our recent New Jersey debates, and now it's up to the voters to go out and decide on Election Day.
for sure.
Well, in other news, a fire broke out in a vacant residential building in Newark, quickly spreading to 5 homes on the block. Firefighters from Newark and Irvington battled the blaze, which was fueled by dry air and 20-mile-per-hour winds. Low water pressure and a non-functioning fire hydrant further complicated efforts, but the fire was brought under control by 7 p.m. One elderly man was taken to University Hospital.
In total, 26 adults and 4 children were displaced as the fire damaged multiple homes, cars, and trees in the area. Thick black smoke from the fire could be seen from up to 20 miles away. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation as officials work to determine what led to the incident. And coming up, a new attraction at a local farm is opening just in time for fall.
And we've got that beautiful fall weather forecast. It's right now. Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Mike Favetta, along with Dina, Deleasa, Gonsar, in for Cara DeFalco. Governor Phil Murphy announced a plan to eliminate $100 million in medical debt for 77,000 residents through a partnership with the nonprofit ONNJ, using $900,000 in federal COVID-19 relief funds. This marks the second round of debt relief, bringing the total forgiven medical debt to $220 million for 127,000 New Jersey residents.
The initiative aims to reduce the financial burden on residents and improve access to essential health care without the stress of accumulating debt. The debt relief applies automatically to those whose medical debt equals 5% or more of their income, or whose income is below 4 times the federal poverty line, which is about $60,000. And switching gears to the Holland Ridge Farms, which is putting the finishing touches on their authentic Dutch windmill this weekend, marking a significant milestone in the farm's Dutch heritage and commitment to creating a unique cultural icon. Here to tell us all about it is owner of Holland Ridge Farms, Casey Jansen Jr. Welcome to the show. Good
Casey,
morning.
thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, we've got an exciting line ahead. Hey, I have to say, I've been to Holland Ridge Farms. It's an amazing location. It's very, very exciting, not only in the fall, but in the spring. But this windmill that you're building, this authentic windmill, tell us about it and why you're building it.
Well, as you know, during your visit there, we're known to be the flower farm of the East Coast, pretty much. We host many people and beautifying our farm with millions of flowers. And this being a Dutch dream of my father's, starting this farm about 6 years ago, tulips was our biggest show. And us being Dutch, what goes better together with tulips than a windmill? So we started with the idea of having this windmill on the farm to enhance the experience to our guests, show what real green energy is, and also to create a landmark on our farm.
It looks like it's going to be beautiful. Now, you started telling us a little bit about the farm. Can you give us a little bit more of a peek into how do you get all of those beautiful flowers to grow?
Well, we have 2 events currently. We have our tulip event, which is our big show in April. We plant those tulip bulbs in the month of October. Of course, they need to winter over to create their roots and flowers. And then when Mother Nature starts getting warmer, the tulips start to grow out of the ground. On average, we open pretty much around the second week of April. And it's a short window, but tens of thousands of people come to visit us. And it's just really, it's a selfie spot of spring for sure. And then following up with a fall festival, which we just ended last weekend, was our last day for our Sunflower Festival, which was very successful this year with beautiful rain, or no rain, beautiful weather every weekend.
Yeah, the weather has been pretty outstanding the last few weekends, so that's great that people come and get to enjoy. But when I visited the Tulip Festival, there were people that had traveled for hours. We're talking as far as Maryland and Virginia to come visit New Jersey there to your farm. And now there's this new attraction. So what will the windmill actually do?
All right. Well, it's when a lot of people think of windmill, they think right away that it's making electricity. That's actually a turbine. This is a traditional windmill that will be grinding grain. This windmill is actually real green energy because it's only powered by nature's wind. The entire structure is made out of wood. The gears inside the agricultural machine is all made out of wood. And we'll be putting corn or wheat in there to make flour or cracked corn, and leading us into possibilities of making our own bread as well as beer and vodka.
That sounds amazing. So how will visitors be able to interact or enjoy the windmill?
There'll definitely be a lot of, probably don't know this yet, but everybody will be, not everybody, but people will be able to come up inside the windmill, tour the inside to see the inner workings of the windmill, how it works, but as well as get onto the platform to view the entire farm in bloom. I mean, it's going to be pretty amazing when you see the view from a structure that's over 100 foot tall.
Well, wow. Casey Jensen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You can find out more information at hollandridgefarms.com or follow them on social media at Holland Ridge Farms. Thank you for being with us this morning. We're excited for this new development.
Thank you.
You said you visited the farm, Mike.
It's so amazing to see in person.
I've only seen pictures. That's the thing.
You're gonna get hooked when you see the pictures because you have friends that go, and then you have colleagues, and you're like, oh my gosh, where are they? That's in New Jersey. These beautiful fields of tulips, and then you go in person, and it's just overwhelming. So I actually went a few days after I had knee surgery, and they're very accessible too. So if you're worried about maybe taking somebody in a wheelchair or taking somebody that's physically unable, now. They're fully accessible, so you've got a great chance to go with the whole family and enjoy. A lot of people there with strollers too. It's a really nice time.
Good tip, especially for you now, Mike. I'm excited to put that on my list for the spring. And up next, another fun new program that is inspiring children to read.
But first, we take a look at the New Jersey weather forecast. Welcome back. You're watching the New Jersey Morning Show on New Jersey. I'm Mike Favetta, along with Dina, Deleasa, Gonsar, in for Cara DeFalco. Freehold Raceway Mall is hosting a blood drive on Monday in partnership with New Jersey Blood Services to address the national blood shortage. The event will take place from 12:30 to 6:30 p.m. on the lower level of Macy's. The need for donors is urgent, as in recent hurricanes in southern states that have disrupted blood drives and operations in collection centers.
According to America's Blood Centers, over 40% of North American blood centers are operating with a supply of less than 3 days. New Jersey Blood Services is appealing for donors to help stabilize local and national blood supplies.
It's so important too, Dina, around the holidays, specifically with people getting busy, they're out doing other things, and the regular donors maybe don't have time to go and sit for an hour while they collect their blood.
Exactly. But when you see all of these disasters happening across the United States, you know that it's needed now more than ever, for sure.
That's right. That's right. Well, back here in Newark, My Brother's Keeper Newark recently launched a video series featuring Newark authors who are men of color to help encourage reading. Here to tell us more about this project is Executive Director of My Brother's Keeper Newark, Mark Comenseñas. Mark, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. Now, can you fill us in on what My Brother's Keeper Newark is and why your organization is committed to improving literacy?
Sure. So My Brother's Keeper sits as a strategy of a larger organization called the Newark Opportunity Youth Network. The Newark Opportunity Youth Network serves 16 to 24-year-olds who have disconnected from school And the My Brother's Keeper strategy is thinking about 6 key life milestones or developmental milestones, quite frankly, in the lives of all young people. But in this case, we're talking specifically about boys and young men of color. And so we're thinking about how to better coordinate services for our young men in the city across these milestones.
And how did you come up with the video campaign to feature Newark authors who are men of color?
Sure. So the campaign is actually part of a larger literacy initiative, thinking about how we support literacy outcomes for our young men in the city. And so it started first with a book list, a summer reading list that we put together. We also then distributed hundreds of books along with partners, including the City of Newark, Program for Parents, other community-based organizations. And then we realized that there's this kind of narrative, if you will, about what our boys and young men of color cannot do. And we wanted to do was really highlight some of the amazing things that men of color in this city have and continue to do daily. And so that's what sparked this conversation about a Males of Color author series.
I imagine it was quite the task to decide who you would feature in your video series. So who was the first Newark author you featured in your video series, and why did you pick him?
Sure. The first was Dina, who's a son of this city. He's the founder of a mentoring organization called Leaders of the 21st Century. And his book is titled The Power of Exposure. It tells the story of mentorship, the practice of mentorship, why mentors are so important. And we know just from doing our work in the city, and I know it personally, that I still, till this day, even at my age, have a mentor who I depend on, who's needed, who I'm able to lean on when I have questions, when I need advice, when I need affirmation. And so it was an easy choice to lean into someone who, again, is not just a son of this city, but is an author, a leader, and is impacting so many lives, particularly the lives of other young men in this city.
And now kind of your mission here is to improve literacy. So tell us more about the current literacy rate in Newark and why improving it is so important.
Well, unfortunately, literacy outcomes, not just in Newark, quite frankly, at the state and even across the country, are not where they should be. Right now, about a quarter of young people in the city of Newark are reading at grade level. When you hone in specifically to third graders, there's some reports that say that third grade literacy rate is at about 19%. Now, to contextualize, when you zoom out and look at the state level, you're still looking at less than 50% of our third graders reading on grade level in the state of New Jersey. And so it is, some would argue at a crisis level, and I don't think that that's hyperbolic. But the reason it's important is because if you look at all the research, it says that this is an important milestone for determining future life outcomes. And so we need to be wrapping our collective arms around young people in Newark and across the state to move literacy outcomes, because it will determine their future outlook in life.
Wow, those numbers and percentages, they are really alarming, and that makes your work even all the more important. Where can we learn more information?
Sure. So we encourage folks to follow us on social media at MBK Newark. That's both in Instagram and Facebook. And then our website, mbknewark.org. And we have the summer reading list is there. You'll see some of the videos of some of the authors that we're featuring and a bunch of resources also.
Well, Mark Comesañas, thank you so much for joining us on the New Jersey Morning Show, Executive Director of My Brother's Keeper Newark. We appreciate the work you're doing for the community.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What a great program there for those that are underserved and just trying to promote something that many of us take for granted.
For sure. And just all the research they've done and the information they're bringing to the forefront that, wow, like 50% of kids even just across the state, not quite up to grade level. So something to look out for. I did not know that, but so glad that there's organizations like that that are kind of trying to dig deeper and help alleviate the problem. Well, up next, find out which local sweet shop is expanding nationwide.
But first, let's take a look at your weather forecast. Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Mike Favetta here along with Dina, Deleasa, Gonsar in for Cara DeFalco. Some autumn news here in New Jersey. Source Farmhouse Brewery in Colts Neck has introduced a unique seasonal treat. We like that. It's called an apple cider donut beer. Oh, that sounds delicious. This pastry cream ale is paired with apple cider donuts, cinnamon, vanilla, milk sugar, delivering a creamy autumn-inspired flavor. Wow.
Whoa! The beer is a collaboration with Battleview Orchards, a local farm known for its apple cider and donuts, with freshly pressed cider incorporated throughout the brewing process to enhance the taste. I am now going to be like Google mapping how far this place is from me and planning a way to get there.
Yeah, right on 35. I like exit 109. Gets you right there onto 34, excuse me, and it gets you there probably in under an hour from where you are.
Oh my gosh, you're like MapQuest, Mike.
Definitely doable.
All right, that is what I'm doing this weekend. From one treat to another, we have Mindy's Munchies, a New Jersey-based dessert company, is expanding nationwide. And here to tell us more is owner Mindy Muska. Welcome to the show, Mindy.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Mindy. Great to meet you. Mindy, I have to say, been a fan of your treats for a long time. Mindy's Munchies actually made our wedding favors at our rehearsal dinner this year. So my mom stopped in, got the chocolate-covered Oreos customized for us, and it was wonderful. So tell us about how Mindy's Munchies got started.
Oh gosh, an accident, a hobby that turned into a business. I guess I was luckily good at it. People liked it. It grew. Here we are. Crazy.
So what inspired you to expand your dessert company? I mean, it's one thing to start out making some treats for some friends and maybe some friends' friends, but you're exploring franchising as a growth strategy. So how did this all come to be? Oh, all those treats look so good. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it looks like we lost Mindy.
Right.
It must be a sugar crash.
Yes,
that's
a
what
sugar
happens
high.
when you have the sugar rush. Yes, you have the sugar crash. But hopefully we'll get Mindy back in just a minute.
Yes.
Sometimes it freezes up.
Our system just couldn't take all that sugar at once.
Yes.
Oh, and it
There
seems
you are,
like
Mindy.
Mindy popped back. Hi, Mindy.
I'm back.
We can't keep you down, huh?
I think you were asking.
So let's just pick up
Crazy
right where we
technology.
left off. So you are now growing, and we were hoping to know about what inspired you to expand your dessert company and explore franchising as a growth strategy.
You know, it's definitely something we've been thinking about for a while. We were waiting for the right time. We've been successful with our current couple of stores, and it's exciting. It just feels like the right time. Frankly, we've been getting requests, family and friends pushing us, customers asking us, so we decided to give it a try, and it's been going really well pretty quickly, so thank God.
Yeah, now Mindy's Munchies certainly has a pretty big following up in Bergen County, and you, like you said, you're hoping to take that to a bigger stage. Can you share some of the unique features or signature desserts that a potential franchisee could look for and offer?
Sure. So we really specialize in what I say is chocolate covered food, combinations of food and chocolate. Not so much stereotypical truffles or plain solids. We do, our Marshmallow Mountain has caramel and chocolate and toffee and all different combinations. Like we have Coconut Bliss that has coconut and cookie and caramel, and so things that just I think of crazy that just look great and taste really great and special, and you have to come here to get them. But we also carry staples that everybody wants, which are chocolate covered pretzels, strawberries, graham crackers, Oreos, you know, the basics that people love.
I feel like I need those mountains in my life for sure. Now, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs who are considering investing in a franchise, especially in the dessert industry?
I say definitely do it. I love it. I call it a quality of life decision. It's something, it sounds cliche, but that you really would love to do. That's nice to wake up to every day and have to do all day and be really successful at. It's been great for us. It's been great from us through good times and tough times and good and bad economies. We've thankfully really soared, and we love doing it every day. The staff loves it. It's a good time.
So you've got your location in Norwood, New Jersey, and with Halloween around the corner, what are some treats that consumers can expect at that location?
So Halloween's a super fun holiday, colorful. We have all different things. We have like, I think I have like a little platter. Yes, that if you're going to your Halloween parties, and little cute things if you drop at your neighbor's house or for your little grandkids, and fun stuff. Like, we have so many different things for the holiday.
So, Mindy, where can we learn more information and get our hands on some of that coconut bliss you're talking about?
Oh boy. Looks like froze
But I need
again.
to
Man,
know. I need to know where to get that
sugar
chocolate.
crash. What a sugar crash, I tell you. Well,
I know.
all right. Mindy Mosca, owner of Mindy's Munchies. She is that lifelong chocolate lover, and she's got her New Jersey-based company here in Norwood, New Jersey, in Bergen County, and opening, if not already open, another location in Florida, in Boca Raton. So you're never far from your Mindy's Munchies.
Very nice. And you can find more information at mindysmunchies.com. And coming up, we're going to hear all about the Dodge Poetry Festival.
But you don't want that chocolate to melt with the hot weather this weekend, so let's get a check of your 7-day forecast.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Dina Deleasa Gonsar with Mike Favetta. Circus Vasquez is coming back to New Jersey at Westfield Garden State Plaza. Here to tell us all about the show is Jan Vasquez, a fourth-generation performing member of the Vasquez family. Jan, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure. So we are out here right now. I am in Paramus at Circus Vasquez, here to invite everybody to come to the circus.
You know, I'm so glad that we have you on the show, because I was driving along Route 4 on Wednesday, went over to the mall, and I was like, wait a minute, is there like a circus here? I see those tents in the parking lot, so glad to put the face to the event. So tell us all about the show. What can audiences expect to see this year?
Of course, well, the circus, it is a family event. Anybody who comes here is going to have a great time. All children of all ages, from 1 to 100 years old, everybody's going to have a great time here. We have comedy, we have amazing acrobatics, aerial acts, crazy thrilling acts, and I'm going to be in the show myself. I am the ringmaster, and also I have my own balance act, so come and check it out. We're going to be here in Paramus only for a few short days. Later, we're going to be at the Walt Whitman Shops in New York, and later on in Queens. So for more information, you can visit our webpage, circusvasquez.com, and for a 30% discount, CV30 as a promo code.
Wow. Now, Jen, you're a fourth-generation performer. So this runs in the family. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, exactly. I am part of the Vasquez family and fourth generation. Now I am having responsibilities to keep this circus going. We're trying to make it grow. We're trying to innovate and bring new stuff to the table. And the way we do that is we try to find always the best artists, world-class artists of all kinds. And this year is no exception. We're bringing you the best of the best.
Jen, on that note of it being a family affair, you also perform alongside with your sister. What's it like performing with her?
Well, we like to discuss sometimes after the act who's at fault, who moved it a bit more than the other. You know, like we're always fighting as siblings. But as you know, it's always her fault.
I love that. We'll get to see a little bit of sibling rivalry with our circus acts. And you know, with everything competing for our attention these days, there's lots of events, but the circus is classic. And what makes it still so much fun?
Well, the circus is always bringing innovation. We always strive to bring the best artists, like I said earlier, you know, and me being part of the family, that means I can participate in the show, but it's not all just family. We bring international artists from Ukraine, from Africa, from Italy, from Spain, Mexico. We have all kinds of artists here, and I want to participate in the show, so I have to be up to those standards. I have to practice a lot. I have to make sure that my act is the same level of professionalism as theirs. So that's one of the things that is amazing about being in this family circus, that I get to participate with all these international artists, and I'm really happy and excited that people have come here to Paramus and they have enjoyed the show. So yeah.
Well, Jan Vasquez, a family affair. You're the acrobat from circusvasquez.com. And again, what's that promo code one more time?
EV30.
There it is. Thank you so much for joining us on the New Jersey Morning Show.
For having me. Great day.
That's fun. We got a lot going on this weekend. We've got the circus. We've got some apple cider beer. I mean, jam-packed schedule.
You got to clear your calendar for all the events.
Exactly. And with such great weather, it's looking good. Well, that does it for us today on the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Dina Deleasa Gonsar in for Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Mike Favetta. Thanks for joining us. More news, talk, and weather coming up after this.